Alrighty. As I said, let's hope my PC can handle this. I still can't believe that it just legitimately overheated and fucking broke during the seasonal stream, and I can't believe the timing either, because it was just after we got done with all of the seasonal shows. Oh boy. Yeah, I have a fan going, I have a window open. I closed Firefox. I'm using Vivaldi with like 3 tabs in it, so hopefully that's gonna help. Alright. Reinhardt event this time around. And the next one is going to be the anniversary. I don't have pool currency. As you can see, I have 3 pools. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna spend those 3 pools. We always start with some pools, so might as well do 3 singles. Yeah, I've been pulling for Reinhardt. I really want her. But, that's a 5-star. Barton, hello. Not Deft Blades, unfortunately. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been pulling for Reinhardt, because the anniversary event is coming soon-ish. Is there a countdown already? No, there's no countdown yet. But yeah, it's coming soonish, and Victoria, Altar, so I'm gonna have to pull for that. Okay then. In any case, let's get to this event, shall we? Actually, I want to check how many... No, that's the shop. I don't want the shop. I want to check how many stages there are, so that I know more or less what to expect. 11 stages, so I'm gonna assume like 12, 13 stages, story included. Okay. We're up for quite a lengthy story then. ST1, Intelligence. Reinhardt. Ah, so the Reckoning Souls finally fizzled out, did it? Reinhardt, just what kind of evil dragon have you become? Break free from those chains, Reinhardt, just as we once did. On a rare sunny day, you decide to lay in the grass outside the temporary headquarters and let your mind wander. When I hear the latest reports... Ah, Felishai, where'd you come from? Well, that's not the point. Officer Vivian gave me a job to do, remember? I'm supposed to write you a Dark Zone distress guide. You finished it? Wow, I didn't expect you to finish this task so quickly. Right? I spent a whole week thinking about it, but I'm finally done, that's why. I asked Commander Barton to take 2 days off to do some special combat training with you. Special combat training with Barton? What happened to the Dark Zone distress guide? Well, I thought long and hard about it for days and realized Officer Vivian was testing me. Combat isn't something you can learn from a book, yeah? You're just pushing your work on someone else, aren't you? If I go through any sort of training with Barton right now, I'll be dead before I even reach the Dark Zone. Which is precisely why you need training, meow. Besides, it also gives me a chance to assess your combat proficiency. I'll make sure you make lots of meaningful progress, which also means I'll be doing my job, meow. Coming up with such a brilliant idea wasn't easy, you know, but writing up reports should be much easier now, which means I can take it easy too. Is there no limit to your laziness, Felishai? Nope, and now that you know the plan, there's no use debating it. Now come with me back to Illumina. If we hurry, I might even have time for a little cat nap, yawn. If slacking off was a sport, she'd be a professional. Hey, don't you dare fall asleep. At least tell me what the training is about. Ganon City, training grounds. She actually brought me to the training grounds without falling asleep. I'm sorry, Felishai, I was wrong to doubt you. I didn't realize you could be such a hard worker too. Apology and compliment accepted. There's a reason I brought you straight here, you know. A reason? Did you forget to eat or something? The Eclipsites will make a meal out of you if you keep running so slowly. Dig deep and give me 50 more kilometers, and do it faster this time. Yes, sir! It's Burton's team. Looks like they're in the middle of training. Perfect timing. Now go and join them. Wait, me? Yes, you. This is Commander Barton's new training camp, where he whips our inexperienced recruits into shape. It's the perfect place for you, NGS. So do your best to keep up with the training program, okay? I'll just be over here sleeping, observing. I take back everything I just said. Haha, I like your spirit, kid. But if you want to stand a chance against our enemies in the Dark Zone, our training here won't be nearly enough. After all your battles, I'm sure it's perfectly clear to you. Losing out there means death. That's why I'm gonna train you to death before the Dark Zone beats me to it. Understood? Yes, sir. Barton's presence is so overwhelming. I didn't even think of saying no just now. Good to hear. Let's see how can I turn a wimpy little Caelestite into a lean, mean fighting machine in the shortest amount of time possible. Why can't I just do the same training as everyone else? Huh, take it up with those old fools on the committee. They're the ones insisting that we use their new scientific training methods. They set up all kinds of benchmarks and templates like they're trying to dictate every second of training. But isn't that sort of the point? Maybe for just physical training, sure. But I train real soldiers here, not a bunch of mass-produced puppets. My job is to prepare them for fighting enemies on the front lines. Rigid training methods like this will never produce truly outstanding soldiers. That's what I think anyway. In the past, the Grand Marshal and I would always engage in live combat training with others, even if we weren't on the front lines. Regardless of rank or position, we would all go into the same unfamiliar territory and test our strength against each other. Aside from a scarce number of ammo and supply drops, all we had to rely on were our bodies and our wits. Under those circumstances, the high and mighty were necessarily ahead of the competition. Even the least remarkable participants had a shot at winning. Combat, strategy, defeat, and victory. The pain of getting stomped into the mud by the strong and the resolve to win by any means necessary. Only by experiencing these things firsthand can a soldier be molded into something truly powerful. A realistic combat scenario where anything can happen at any time is the best way to sharpen one's skills. Well said, Barton. Reinhard, you here too? I came to see the progress of our soldiers before we entered the Dark Zone. Looks like I showed up just at the right time. We haven't gone head-to-head in a while, Barton. Care to see which of us has improved the most since last time? That's all I could ask for. Wait, you two aren't gonna... That's right. We're gonna have a live combat exercise right here and now. No running away, got it, kid? I would never. I'm not the type to give up before I even start. Good. Then consider this a part of your special training, NGS. Naturally, your handler will also be participating. Isn't that right, Intel Chief Felishy? Now that you mention it, I haven't heard her say anything in a while. Hey, when did you scurry over there? If you say so, Grand Marshal. Felishy has joined the battle. Moments later. Good afternoon, everyone. Although it wasn't part of the original program, at the Grand Marshal's request, I've come to serve as the judge for this training exercise. The exercise, which will run for 2 days and 2 nights, will be comprised of 4 teams of 2 people each. Feel free to take a look at the list of participants. Team 1 is Reinhard and Felishy. Barton and I are on Team 2. The last 2 teams are made up of officers from the 2nd Legion. So where exactly are we doing battle? That's simple enough to answer. Shake, shake, roll. He actually carries the dice for military simulation on him? Ha, looks like we're taking this little competition to that nearby Undercity. You're in luck, kid. That Undercity's been abandoned for ages, and I'm in the process of acquiring it for my training grounds. It's a huge area with tons of abandoned structures. The layout is perfect for launching surprise attacks, though I'm sure our opponents are thinking the exact same thing. You seem awfully calm about this. Are you sure this isn't gonna be a problem? Eclipsites don't take these things into account when they attack. This level of uncertainty is just another part of the combat simulation. I suggest you get used to it. Wait, as the judge, shouldn't I be the one to designate the location? Haha, sorry, I got so excited that I ended up doing the Chief of Staff's job for her. Just go with Barton's choice, Vivian. Very well then. You each have 30 minutes to prepare before entering the contest site. When the bell rings, the match will officially begin. This is a precious opportunity to gain valuable combat experience, so please treat it seriously and fight with all your strength. Understood! The nearby Undercity, we hardly have any information on it. Barton definitely knows how to pick his battles. And one. Run! Barton leads the charge with you at his side as a cacophony of explosions and cries resonate across the track. Oh, I don't get to pick my team. I get Barton and Prince Lillipad representing the Navigator. That's actually cool. Prince Lillipad, if you didn't know, is a April Fool's character that's based on one of the side stories. Like he was, who was it? Connolly? Yeah, I think in Connolly's dream. No, in Connolly's dream, we appeared as someone else. Areya? I think it might have been in Areya's dream that the Navigator appeared as a prince. Interesting usage of a, whatchamacallit, April Fool's character. Haha, not bad. Let's see the Grand Marshal stop us now that the stronghold is in shambles. So much smoke and debris. An explosion like that is sure to give away our position. Shouldn't we try to distance ourselves from this location? That's right. We can let the others play for the rest of the match. Let's split up and gather any food and resources we can find and just... Roger? I'll just go this way, huh? It's like someone's watching me. I worked so hard on that stronghold too. You didn't have to blow it up like that, you know? She's already back? But it looks like Felicia is alone. Wait, Felicia, just hear me out. Barton's not too far from our location. If you attack me right now, he'll be here before you know it. Fighting both of us on your own isn't in your best interest. So why not retreat for now? If you do, I promise we won't attack your team for the next 2 hours. We'll even help you by taking down the other 2 teams. You'll have 2 whole hours to do whatever you want, even if it's nothing at all. That does sound nice. Then... Unfortunately, I never let a mouse out of my sight once I've cornered it. Oh no, it's Yumi. It's too late now. If I can't negotiate my way out of this, then I just have to run. Hold still, would ya? I can't stand it when my prey keeps running around. Then just hang on, I'm almost there. What's that? Look up and just... It's Reinhardt. Now I'm really done for. I knew building a stronghold in such an obvious place was the right move. Sorry, Angus, but it looks like your special training is getting cut short. Look out, kid. The Grand Marshal's gonna make mincemeat out of you if this keeps up. Hurry up and run. You can run as far as you'd like, but... Run. Run. Who's there? Don't let them steal your power. That voice. Run! Nothing's more unsightly than losing a battle because of your own indecision. Barton! Ah! That's a nice CG. And just has been secured. Can I grab like a still frame of it? Yeah, I can. That's good. I love the running Reinhardt in the bag, by the way. There we go. Fucking saved. Secured? What am I, a package? Is this a minecart? Where did this come from? Here's another valuable lesson for you, kid. In battle, there's no such thing as a useless object. And to that, I'd like to add a few of my own words. In battle, there's no such thing as a perfect solution to every problem. Reinhardt's catching up! Even if her heart's not in it, I guess she's still the Grand Marshal. Some old wounds flared up just now, that's all. Trust me, you won't get another chance like that again. Shh, hang on tight, Angus. The Barton Express is going full speed ahead. If you're gonna treat me like a cargo, at least handle me with care. Ha ha ha. Wait, look over there. It's a dead end. We're gonna crash. Then we'll blast our way through. What? No time to explain. Watch your head. Wait. Ping, bam, clang, clang, clang. Finally stopped. I thought I was dead for sure. What's there to be afraid of? I saved you from the Grand Marshal, didn't I? That's not the point. Hey, Burton? Yeah? You really shouldn't be allowed to drive. Anyway, what is this place? We were running for so long I lost my sense of direction. Maybe I should use my powers to sense our surroundings? Before you do that, try taking in your surroundings first. My surroundings? Wow, look at all those crates. Could they be... They are! Supply crates! You didn't think I was just taking you on a wild ride, did you? In battle, no single action is completely independent from the rest of the situation. Being able to take in everything in your field of vision will bring you one step closer to victory. The first day of the competition is nearly over. Taking control of these supplies will give us one of the greatest advantages possible. Unfortunately, that great advantage also makes you a prime target for everyone else. It's no different than having a spear pointing at your head at all times. Barton! Relax, kid, we haven't lost yet. Come now, Grand Marshal. Even school kids know that whoever has the best snacks will always be the target of jealousy. I found these supplies first, so there's no way I'm handing them over so easily. And Jess is holding a detonator in his hands. One push of a button and the low-grade explosives I scattered among the supplies will go off, turning everything to ashes. Huh? The detonator? You should know exactly what it means for a person to destroy their own supplies in battle. This exercise runs for 2 entire days. As Grand Marshal, are you seriously willing to let your subordinates fight without food in their bellies? I almost forgot what it's like to face in combat. But even if it means going hungry... Huh? What on earth is... It's already the second day of the training exercise. This situation isn't going to end anytime soon. I'm the only one who found ammunition on the first day. No one else I ran into had any rations. I won't make it at this rate. If you're the... So you're the one who took the ammo, huh? Firing before discerning the other person's identity? That's not very nice. You're the one who snuck into my camp. You're not entitled to any pleasantries. Haha, so let's work together then, Reinhardt. This is supposed to be a real combat exercise. Why should I agree to team up with an infiltrator like you? Well, for starters, I blocked your attack just now without much effort, and you weren't holding back, were you? There are other benefits to working with me as well. Rations, for example. There are still plenty of other strong fighters in this exercise. It's only a matter of time before a victory is decided. There's no denying that I need ammunition, and something tells me you don't want to fight on an empty stomach, do you? Deal. 2 days later. I didn't expect to take down another team so quickly. You're pretty good. Hello, Nob. Welcome to the stream. Of course I am. Looks like we're done fighting for today. You got to use my ammo, so hand over your rations and... Ugh. A sneak attack. I should have known. She's gone, along with all my ammo. Ugh. I can't believe I fell for it. Haven't eaten in 2 days, and that battle just now took a lot out of me. It's getting harder and harder to hold on. I'll have to rest here for the day and conserve what little energy I still have. When tomorrow comes, I'll... 2 more days later. My head's spinning, and my body feels so heavy. But the battle's not over yet, I have to keep going. Instead of getting angry, I need to think about my next move. Wow, you can still move. You have some nerve showing yourself around me. Why is that? It's your own fault for not figuring out my motives sooner. At the end of the day, I guess even top students don't amount to much. Tell me, what hurts more right now? Your wounds or your hunger? Just shut up and take me out. That's why you're here, right? Oh, I see. You can barely stand right now, can't you? Poor thing. I said shut up. Don't change us. Burton! What a ruckus. So the Russians were here all along. See that? The Grand Marshal and Commander Barton are going all out. Do we really want to get in the way of that? Was that my memory just now? And here I thought you were spacing out. But if we take this fight seriously, let's see just how much you've improved, Grand Marshal. Okay, Barton and Prince Lilipad. What does Prince Lilipad even do? Oh, nothing. Right. Like, nothing. Not like Judge Jr. that creates, like, statues and stuff. No, Prince Lilipad just does fuck all. No, that's gonna get me more contact points. Yeah. Right, I don't really have to worry about colors, do I? Since Barton is the captain. And that does it. And to Anomaly. Barton's clash with Reinhardt shocks everyone, but there seems to be something more behind Reinhardt's strange reaction. Okay, now I can use my own team. That's an enhanced tile team. Do I have any more interesting forest team? Not really. Can I form some interesting forest team? We'll see. Actually, I'm gonna make a thematic. Barton. Well, I don't have Reinhardt, so that's not happening. Who else here is of Illumina? I mean, sure. Why not? Barton, Hiro, Shevan, Anatoly, and Yola. Can I level Anatoly up? I probably can, yeah. Okay. There we go. That's gonna be a little bit better. And you know what? Sure, let's level up Yola as well. Why not? Might as well have the entire team leveled properly and ascended fully. Some really nice music, by the way, I just noticed. Okay, stronger attacks when active is not ready. What even is his active? Right, okay, resetting the tiles, but keeping enhanced tiles. Oh, he might actually be good with Goldie, right? Because Goldie creates enhanced tiles on non-green ones, and if he can reset them, there's a chance that the enhanced tiles could turn green. Right? Am I getting it correctly? I'm not sure. Ooh, kinda hurts using rainbow boxes on him, but whatever. Oh, he also generates enhanced tiles. That's good. Now I wish I used an enhanced tiles team, but we're using Illumina team instead. Glad we decided against interfering. That attack just now would have killed us 100 times over. They're on a completely different level after all. You couldn't tell from watching Commander Barton when he fights Eclipsites. Grand Marshal Reinhardt had him on the ropes just now, but he doesn't have a scratch on him. What's his body made out of? Could those rumors be true? They say that Commander Barton owes his immense power to a series of special experiments. I also hear that some of our recent recruits, the ones closest to our scientists, have gone through the same program. Just how many of them are in Illumina? You seem pretty interested in them. Who wouldn't be? If it's true, all it would take to join the Special Forces is a few procedures. But who knows what kind of crazy experiments they were subjected to? Well, at least I haven't turned into an Eclipsite, right? Commander Barton? Why so silent all of a sudden? There's no rule against speaking your mind in the 2nd Legion or anywhere else in Illumina. If you have something to say to your commander, then say it. But you're different than others, Commander Barton. Everyone says that Illumina was in serious danger back then, and that you only made that sacrifice in order to turn the tides of battle. But the others... Did they fight on the front lines? I ask you a question, soldier. These others you keep talking about, did they fight Eclipsites on the front lines? Yes, sir. Did they struggle through the same bitter training that you went through? Yes, sir. Did they get to enjoy peaceful, carefree lives simply because they went through those experiments? No, sir. Then they're still soldiers of Illumina and your comrades in arms. The blood and sweat they shed are no different than yours. They've made sacrifices in ways you can't even imagine, all for the sake of Illumina's future. They're no different than me in any way. Looking down on them is the same as looking down on me. But if you have no intention of seeing me as some kind of monster, then never forget that they're still your allies. No one saw Barton's attack clearly. All they saw was a flash of silver. In the next moment, the soldier's weapons split into and fell to the ground. Sorry, but you've been eliminated. Go home and think long and hard about what you've learned here. Yes, sir. And as for you, Angius, why the long face? They were talking about us modified soldiers, not you. It's because you accepted the Court's link modifications in order to protect all of us. You're still thinking way too much for someone so exhausted. Listen here, kid. I didn't agree to modification to protect you people. I did it to win. And the power I obtained afterward is my own. You saw my speed when I dodged the Grand Marshal's attack earlier, didn't you? It's still a little difficult to control, but all power comes with a price. It's perfectly reasonable if you ask me. Besides, who's to say I won't be the one keeping the Grand Marshal on the ropes once I get a hang of this power? Haha. I'm glad it doesn't seem to affect you, but speaking of Reinhardt, something seems off about her. She lost focus in the middle of the battle so many times today. It was the same just now too. We were only able to escape because she suddenly stopped attacking. You noticed it too, eh? Whenever the Grand Marshal takes to the battlefield, she has a tendency to be at the center of everything. Whether it's her allies or her enemies, she's able to dictate the flow of the fighting around her. But today's different. Even though she keeps salvaging the situation, in the end, she's definitely not in control of it. In fact, it appears to be the other way around. Not something an old wound flaring up could ever cause. Ah! What is it? I think I suddenly sensed something. In a place like this. I'll try to get a better reading. Psychic scanner! Where was it? The ground. Is it shaking? The presence I sensed just now, I didn't recognize it, but linking with it felt oddly familiar. It's her. There it is. Who are you and why are you here? It's that girl. A girl? Who are you talking about? The girl with a dragon behind her. What are you... Watch out, Angius. Fighto! Let's see. This team of oddballs in battle. I probably want to get rid of the healer, don't I? What do you do, Anatoly? Oh, pooling! Oh, how nice. How convenient. Actually... I was hoping... Yeah, that should be good. Oh, I just locked the route for myself. Great. Wasn't the best choice after all, huh? Not like it matters, of course, but, you know. It was not the optimal play to make. What? Oh, right, you do this. Well, that makes things worse. It just removed the enhanced tile and removed the green tiles from under my feet. Amazing, Yola. More of that, please.
新戦術策定完了命令待機中かすかな光は暗影に潜むのです
Boom, and that should do. Actually, maybe this. Yeah, almost. Doesn't matter. Angus, are you alright? I'm fine, thanks, Barton. But what made this building collapse? There isn't any fighting nearby as far as I can tell. Come take a look at this. What an enormous space. Everything's busted beyond repair. What kind of battle could have taken place here? We were so focused on the training exercise that we never noticed it. But if a battle like this took place so close to Ganon City, there's no way we would have missed it. Or maybe this happened when it collapsed back then. That's right, I sensed a strange presence just now. It kept saying things I couldn't understand. Maybe it has something to do with this place? I'll try sensing it again. Just a moment, please. Vivian, what you doing here? Don't tell me we're making too much noise. Don't worry, I've already taken care of the problem. But if you're all here, does that mean you're looking for a rematch, Grand Marshal? Maybe next time. Don't make things difficult for the Grand Marshal, Barton. I came to share an important notification from the headquarters. I've already informed the Grand Marshal and Phyllishy about it. What's the situation? Due to a lapse in record keeping, we only just realized that this area is strictly off limits. And considering the exacerbation of the Grand Marshal's old wounds, we feel that continuing the training exercise will result in further damage. Therefore, I regret to inform you that this training exercise is now over. But I just sensed we will handle the rest of the matter, so please understand, and just, it is a restricted area after all. Reinhard looks so serious. Did something happen back in Ganon City? Fine. Is it really over already? And I just got warmed up too. I've been bored out of my mind running my troops through the same exact exercise every day. This contest was such a nice change of pace. Pulling the plug like this leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I agree. Even though the exercise has to end, I'd hate to spoil everyone's fun. Since everyone's already here, why don't we have a bonfire celebration tonight instead? I can leave the preparations to you, right, Barton? Hey, you're the boss around here, aren't you? Of course I can handle it. I'll get my subordinates to start moving things right away. Then I'll go with... Oh, no you don't. You're coming with me first. Hey, don't just drag me away, Phyllishy, and where have you been this whole time, for that matter? Slacking off, naturally. But it looks like even I've been in the dark about this place now. I heard them talking just now. We aren't hiding anything from them. This just isn't right. This just isn't the right time, is all. That's what I heard Grand Marshal Reinhardt and Officer Vivian say. Now hurry up and use our psychic powers and just... I want to hear what they're chatting about now. That's not what my powers are for, Phyllishy. Yeah, you're such a party pooper. I'll just go do my stuff then. And she's gone. There's no stopping her when she's curious about something, huh? Still, I wonder what happened to Reinhardt. I have to use different headphones because those are very, very warm. So give me a moment to switch. Oh yeah, much better. N3, connection. As the bonfire burns past midnight, a silent interloper establishes a connection with you. And we want a Thunder team. I have a Dark Tile team, right? Yeah, that's my Dark Tile team. Am I missing someone who can generate Dark Tiles? I don't think so. In the middle of the night, during the bonfire. Come. The presence. It's you again. You are the one who sensed me, Celestite. You know me? Who are you, and why are you reaching out to me? Help me leave this place. You're a Colossus? They call me Spearhead. When did Illumina get their hands on a sentient Colossus? Wait a minute, a sentient Colossus? Does that mean you have a Celestite navigator like me? Illumina, their people cannot be trusted. They imprisoned me, altered me. They wish to turn me into a weapon of war. I tried to escape so many times only to be destroyed in my final attempt. It was that girl. The girl with a behind her. A girl? There's something behind her? Time, come find me. Come find me. Where are you? Come find me. Help me leave. Wait, I still have more questions to ask you. About the Celestites and Reveil, about Soros, and then come find me. Hey! What's wrong, kid? Snap out of it. Just now, Huh, scared of your own dreams, eh? Looks like you definitely need more training. Yeah, I know all about getting lots of restful sleep. You should try learning from me sometime. That didn't feel like a dream just now. I have to go search for it. Hey, where do you think you're going? At least wait for us. Even though I can barely sense it, I can tell it's somewhere in this direction. The ruins where yesterday's exercise got cancelled. Huh? I hear voices up ahead. And yes, didn't I tell you this is a restricted area? It's fine, Vivian. And just wouldn't rush over here if it wasn't for a good reason. Reinhard, Vivian, This is a pretty big meeting, and I'm in the middle of night, no less. Are we deciding whether or not to restart the training exercise? I'd rather be asleep, but not if it means missing out on something important. I sense the presence of a Colossus somewhere nearby. I knew it. Say, this isn't the research base when the reserve navigator experiments were held, is it? Fuck do you mean, reserve navigator? I'm the navigator. Research base. You mean the one that blew up all those years ago? I remember Vice saying that she participated in something called Project Navigator, but apparently the project was a failure and Vice lost most of her memories from before and after that time. Was Illumina trying to train someone to be Spearhead's navigator? Wait, Vice must have been a little girl when that happened, right? All of you are correct. During the Darkover crisis, Illumina launched that program to improve our chances for a brighter future. But we lost too many people, and the research base was buried underground. Our records of the incident are few and far between as well. That program brought shame to entire Illumina, and for me, being unable to conduct a follow-up investigation despite my involvement in the program was even more shameful. Does that mean you participated in the experiment along with Vice? No, I'm the one who destroyed it. They said I rescued Vice, but to tell the truth, none of it seemed especially real to me. And that's how I felt right up until yesterday's battle with Barton. When we fought, memories began to surface in my mind. It felt like a secret was buried somewhere here, so I came to see for myself. What you said just now confirmed my suspicions, and yes, that Colossus was never moved from this place. It's right beneath our feet. If that's really the case, then I need to go see it. Vice never said it, but I'm sure anyone would be bothered if they lost their memories. She's helped me so much ever since we met. It's only right for me to do something for her. As this is a restricted area, allowing you to enter would be a violation of Illumina's regulations. But, however, the Grand Marshal is also present. With her consent, you may be granted permission to enter. I was planning on going down there anyway. I wouldn't mind if Anne just tagged along. But you have to promise me something. It may be different from what you know, but according to centuries of Illumina intelligence reports of the Colossi you've encountered so far, this one might be far more hostile than you expect. I'm sure it didn't have many nice things to say about Illumina when it made contact with you. That's true. After the that was a voice crack. After the incident with the engineer, I swore I wouldn't risk letting you sense something dangerous like that ever again. Especially when the danger is directed at the Illumina. But telling you not to use your unique psychic powers is no different than telling you not to breathe. All I ask is that you tell me when you sense something the moment it happens. Then, can I make a request too? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. I won't try to hide anything I sense, but I'd like for everyone to follow the same rule. Whether something seems off, or if you feel a little strange, even if you think it's no big deal, please tell the group right away. That way we can work on a solution together. You've gotten a lot more mature than when we first met. Deal. No, I don't particularly care about this incident, but it did have a huge and lasting effect on Illumina. If you're gonna look into it, then count me in. I don't really feel like joining everyone, to be honest. But these rules are hiding something that I want to know about, so I guess I'll tag along too. We just happen to be going in the same direction, so don't expect me to help out very much. What are we gonna do if you feel shy? Alright, enough beating around the bush. I'll lead the way, now let's get going. I think I should scout out the path first, Barton. Don't worry, I won't try to sense the Colossus. I'll just take a look at our surroundings to make sure they're safe before we move on. The space below us is huge, but it's mostly a bunch of ruins. Oh, I almost tripped just now. The ground's covered in wires. Watch your step, everyone. What's that sound? Yeah, something's flying towards us. Buzz. Dodge it, Angius. Angius? I think I hear someone shouting my name. Is it like Reinhardt's split personality or something? Or a symbolism for her dark past? Something like that? Well, that's gonna be an easy round, isn't it? There we go. Nope. I can chart a better path, even if just slightly, and even if it doesn't give me Aurora time. Just one off. Oh, not like it mattered anyway, so... And for bulge. I thought it says bulge. Bugle. I think that's how you pronounce it. With the resounding bugle's cry, you find yourself amidst unfamiliar surroundings, yet greeted by familiar faces, and we want a fire team now. What the fuck is this team? Oh, a sniper team that I needed for some reason. This is a shield team. Yeah, let's use the sniper team, why not? Was that a bugle? I could have sworn I heard a girl shouting just now. Huh? Is this a military academy? Whoa, Reinhardt wins again! Reinhardt? Anyone else feel like stepping up? Give it a rest, Reinhardt. You've already beaten everyone in the entire school. No one's dumb enough to challenge you anymore. Yeah, but you still haven't given up, right? I just don't feel like beating you at something as stupid as arm wrestling. Our instructor says that we're running an obstacle course after class today. That's when I'll finally put you in your place. Reinhardt took first place in an obstacle course again. The person in second place was over 10 seconds slower too. That's hardly surprising. When has she not been in first place? So who came in second? Don't tell me it was Wrath again. It sure was. It's always been this way ever since I joined the academy and became their classmate. Every contest ends exactly the same for them. I feel so useless compared to them, honestly. Cologne, though. Am I hearing things, or did Reinhardt just say our names? I'm pretty sure I heard it too. That's because I am calling you guys. Now get over here. Why does Reinhardt know our names? I was watching your class smoke battle just now. Cologne, your logistic skills are some of the most effective I've seen in our year. And Vaughn, your reaction speed is nothing to laugh about either. So I thought I'd come to say hi. If the chance ever comes up, I'd really like to team up with you two. Reinhardt, the instructor ordered us to assemble. Gotta go. I'll see you guys around. Reinhardt, she said she was impressed with us. Hey, shouldn't we go run a few laps around the track? Yeah, let's do it right now. Fall in. You've all been assigned to an urgent mission. Recently, a number of Undercities, including Undercities 38, 42, and 59, have fallen under simultaneous attack by a new type of Eclipsite. These new Eclipsites aren't particularly powerful, but they make up for it with their overwhelming numbers, which are still growing. The living conditions and productivity of these Undercities have already been seriously impacted. You'll be divided into 3 small teams and sent to the following Undercities to provide support. Yes, sir. After the crisis ended, Reinhardt, your orders were to lead your team to Undercity 42 and provide reinforcements. What are you doing in Undercity 28? Sir, when we were given our assignments, I noticed that the Undercities in question were relatively distant from one another. For the same type of Eclipsite to appear in each Undercity at the same time, it must mean that there is some sort of connection between them. After arriving in Undercity 42 and dispatching the Eclipsites there, I determined they were extremely vulnerable to attack. However, I discovered the presence of a unique Eclipsite in their midst, a fast-moving one that appears to be capable of rapid regeneration. Following further observation, I confirmed that this type of Eclipsite shares multiple characteristics with Spore's plants, and after cross-referencing my map, I realized that all of these Undercities are directly connected via railways, with Undercity 28 at their center. This leads me to believe that these Eclipsites propagated to each of the affected Undercities through our rail carts, and that the main body is located somewhere in Undercity 28. So I brought my team here to hunt down and destroy the source of the invasion. Afterward, I received confirmation from the other Undercities that the Eclipsites were no longer increasing in numbers. You discovered, you determined, you observed. I'm not asking you about what you've done, Reinhardt. I'm asking you why you did it. Do you take your superiors for a bunch of fools? Do you think you're the smartest soldier in Illumina just because you uncovered the truth? Abandoning your mission, acting on your own, and ignoring urgent orders to retreat, and you call yourself a soldier? I'm aware of the consequences of my actions, and I'm prepared to accept any punishment. However, I still believe that rooting out the source of the Eclipsite invasion as soon as possible was the best choice of action. Get the hell out. Were you waiting for me or something? I just came to drop off my work report for the instructor. Are you alright? Why wouldn't I be? I just got chewed up, that's all. I wish I knew why the instructor had it out for me. Is that really what's on your mind? Never mind. At the end of the day, we both got sent to the Undercities to provide reinforcement, but I failed to figure out the truth behind those Eclipsites. Looks like you win again, Reinhardt. But mark my words, I won't lose to you next time. Sure. What was that? I challenge you. That's all you have to say? You challenge me every single day, don't you? That's why I'm always prepared for anything. Don't you dare take my challenges for granted. You're the only person worthy of being my rival, so until I defeat you, you're not allowed to lose to anyone else. I'll do my best. So this took place in the past. Reinhardt and Ralph were so close during their academy days. Captain, it's an emergency. The scene is changing again. Oh, hold. Today's training is over. Now return to the barracks. Curfew's in effect, so no going outside after dark. Phew, glad that's over. I'm beaten. Still a little early though, isn't it? Usually this instructor piles an extra training if we finish this soon. Who cares? This just means we get more time to relax. Right, Reinhardt? Reinhardt? Hey, where are you going? To get into more trouble. Then I'm coming too. Didn't you hear what I just said? Are you underestimating me? If you were really that reckless and inconsiderate, I wouldn't consider you my rival no matter how strong you were. The instructor was throwing daggers at you just now, and yet you're still hell-bent on sneaking out. Why? What did you discover? An Eclipsite invasion. What? Commander, the Eclipsites keep coming, but we don't have enough soldiers to hold them off. Requesting... Keep them at bay, even if it costs you your lives. Where in the world did all those Eclipsites come from? Ah! Hold the line, damned filthy monsters. Pierce through all. Strike, Richthofen? That's how we pronounce it? Richthofen? Strike, Richthofen! What are you doing here? Like I said, I'm not gonna lose to you. Students? Illumina Military Academy student Reinhardt reporting in for support duty. Illumina Military Academy student Raf reporting in for support duty. Quit screwing around and go back. I will personally report to my instructor after this is over, but as a citizen of Illumina, I refuse to stand by while Eclipsites invade our home. Please assign me to the left flank's defenses. And please assign me to the right one. You two, is this some kind of a joke? We can win, I promise. Also, we're not the only ones here to help. The 2 Eclipsites are attempting to ambush us from a pit at 1 o'clock. Leave them to me. The Medic Legion will take care of the heavily wounded. We'll administer first aid to the injuries, to light injuries over here. Allow me to introduce my fellow classmates and comrades in arms, Vaughn and Cologne. Looks like this is our chance to finally team up, Reinhardt. Forgive us, Commander, but every single soldier has a duty to defend the Illumina, even soldiers in training. Haha, save your apologies for later. Take up your weapons and prepare to face the Eclipsites. Roger! And just when did you get promoted to Commander, huh? Reinhardt. Fall in and begin training. Yes, sir. No way. Is the instructor seriously letting us off the hook after yesterday's disaster? Reinhardt and Ralph don't look like they're in trouble either, but that just puts me even more on edge. Wait, look, isn't that the First Legion commander? What's he doing here? Academy student Reinhardt, fall out and report on your instructor, and report to your instructor's office. Yes, sir. Greetings, Commander. Due to your outstanding individual performance, we've prepared a series of special training experiments just for you. These test subject Eclipsites are a crucial part of the training. In a few moments, I will be releasing them into the combat area. I would like for you to fight them using your full power. These guys hit pretty hard. The Eclipsites you're currently facing are the weakest specimens in the experiment. This training is designed to forge you into Illumina's most powerful soldier. If you're unable to defeat them, we'll have to reconsider your candidacy for the program. Illumina's most powerful soldier, huh? Yeah. Who said I couldn't defeat them? Let's go again. Alrighty. Oh, I have no converters. I just noticed. I think this might have been a team I prepared for some dream stages. That's why there's no converters. I mean, don't really need converters anyway, but... You know... Would be nice to have some...
泣き叫べ一匹たりとも逃がさない。滅びてしまえ。悲しみ嘆き絶望の淵に沈め。一匹たりとも滅びてしまえ。悲しみ嘆き絶望の淵に沈め。
There we go. Easy enough, even without converters. You called it a punch? Quit holding back already. Sorry, let's go again. You're such a... Wait, what happened to your hands? It's from yesterday. Academy student Reinhardt, fall out and report to the special training facility. Yes, sir. Instructor, Reinhardt's hands are too injured to continue training. Please give her a day to recover. Academy student Reinhardt, report to the special training facility. Instructor... Wrath. Instructor, please excuse the interruption, but how much longer will Reinhardt's special training continue? A soldier is sworn to carry out their orders. She'll continue with her training for as long as her orders dictate. Understood, sir. Her hands... Could these be the old wounds Reinhardt mentioned earlier? No matter how special the training may be, it's not worth doing this to your own body. The Eclipsites won't give a damn about your hands hurting. Is that the instructor's voice? The Academy gets its share of troublemakers every year, but this is the first time I've seen such a promising student disregard orders with absolute impunity. You deserve to be put in your place more than anyone else. If you love fighting Eclipsites so much, we'll let you fight them to your heart's content. This guy's so full. It's that girl scream again. Who could she be? Hello. That looks like a more feral version of Reinhardt, doesn't it? For the lack of a better term. And 5. Special. Oh, we're fighting Reinhardt. Shock and bewilderment take hold, yet the identity of the girl screaming into the recesses of your mind remains a mystery. Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. That's interesting. I'm gonna be able to use Reinhardt. I don't have one of my own, but I'm gonna be able to use her at least. Whoa. A boulder. That was a close one. If I just noticed it a second sooner, we'd... Huh? Second later, I think you mean. That was a close one. If I just noticed it a second later, we'd all be as flat as pancakes right now. I'll go scout up ahead. The rest of you wait for me here. I'll go with you. What is it, Angus? You look like you have something to say. That boulder just now... I didn't notice it at all. I sensed the girl just now, or at least I think I did. Either way, she scared me into jumping aside. Was she glowing red by any chance? How'd you know? Because I saw her in my memories yesterday. You've had something to tell me ever since yesterday, right? Not just me. But don't feel shy. Everyone's worried about you. Is it really so obvious that something's the matter with me? I appreciate the concern, but there's no need to worry yourself like this, Angus. I don't have time to waste on sentimentality, and it's not like I can tell you about what happened either. During yesterday's training, I suddenly remembered a bunch of things that I have no recollection of. People, places, emotions, everything felt so unfamiliar. Unfortunately, those memories flashed through my mind so quickly that I couldn't tell whether or not I really shot that girl dead. Shot her? Is this the buried secret you were talking about? So that scream I heard earlier... The memories are still too fragmented for me to understand them. I can't even remember her name. Which is odd, considering I remember every single person who attended the academy with me. The academy? That's right. I have a few memories from your training days too. But that girl never appeared in any of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry into your past like that. That's fine. I don't particularly mind. Still, I'm curious to hear about what you saw in my memories. Well, there was a part where you were arm wrestling people on the training field, and a part where you saved multiple undercities by disobeying your commander's orders. I also saw what happened to you during your special training. I guess I do remember all of that stuff happening. I was young and arrogant back then. I thought I could solve any problem on my own. Are you sure you didn't see that girl in any of those memories? I'm sure. Why not try asking your good friend Felicia about it? After all, I deal with this sort of thing all the time. We've been through all kinds of adventures together, yet people somehow manage to forget about Yumi. I think Reinhardt's situation is a little different, Felicia. I think the committee may know more about those memories. Besides, they owe me plenty of favors. Take a look at this, Grand Marshal. Those strange robots that just attacked us are moving information now. We took a look at the one that attacked us earlier. Judging from its design, it appears to be a type of combat droid. But what's truly unique about its structure, however, is that it seems capable of merging with other machines. I wonder if they were researching this type of technology here. Their flight pattern is fully coordinated. It looks like they're moving deeper into the ruins. Let's follow them. I'll scout ahead. Psychic scanner. Seek power to seek destruction. Spearhead, are you nearby? I need to know more about what happened here. It's her. Force booster. There's the bugle again. Why do I keep getting dragged into these memories whenever I try to make contact with that girl? There's Reinhardt and Wrath. That was the bugle. You should go join them in formation. Well, you ran off for more of your special training? Is that training program even official? Or is it something they cooked up just for you? You keep coming back with fresh wounds every day. Not even the soldiers returning from the front lines show up with injuries like yours. I'm not worried about you or anything, Baka. I just don't want anyone interfering with our challenge. You're overthinking things. I just took my training to the next level, so I'm still getting used to it. There's no such thing as useless training. Any skills and experience I acquire will add to my own strength. Reinhardt, you think you can ignore your daily duties just because of your special training? Well, not on my watch. Now give me 10 more laps. Instructor, please. Reinhardt's too exhausted to keep going. She needs rest. Have you both forgotten the first thing I taught you? A soldier always follows orders. That's 5 more laps for you, Wrath. Make it 10, sir. You don't have to keep following me around. There's no such thing as useless training. You said it yourself, didn't you? Fine, but I'm not thanking you for this. Don't ask for your apology anyway. From then on, every single day was the same for Reinhardt. The morning bugle call. Academy student Reinhardt, report for the special training facility. The evening bugle call. Finally back, Reinhardt. Your hands... Sorry, I'm a little tired, so I'm going straight to bed. Reinhardt, reporting for duty. Reinhardt... Did you need something? Reinhardt went straight from her room to the special training facility and back, only stopping long enough to eat a few bites of her rations. Her life was centered entirely around training and sleep, both of which were dictated by the sound of a bugle. We've compiled enough data from this portion of the program, which means you're ready for the next phase. Explosive strength training. For this phase of your training, you will be fighting against combat droids that have been modified based on your specific attributes. Upon engaging them in battle, you'll feel as though you are fighting yourself. Use your full strength to surpass your limits and destroy them. Understood. Oh, that's why it's Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. I just noticed that she wields a halberd. What can you even do, Rein? Air raid beacons and enters finality state for 2 rounds. Normal attacks are diagonal, and chain combo deals additional damage to the tile where the air beacon is and for surrounding tiles. Gotcha. Multiple times to the same tile, each following final damage is reduced by 20%, gains additional 5 finale, which is... Oh, Dark Tile synergy. Just cluster damage. And equipment is finale gain. And she buffs Thunder and Illumina Aurorians, it seems. Okay, sure.
指揮能力を見せてみろ。真の力というものを
This should deal optimal damage.
一切を貫け。
Right, again, I don't have to worry about the color of the tiles. I keep forgetting about it, that she's the captain after all.
行くぞ、我がソーフィオ。
Well, that was easy. It hurts so much. They really raised the difficulty for the so-called explosive strength training. Interesting, her vital signs had completely disappeared just now, and yet she was able to regain consciousness and continue fighting. What did you say? A fine test subject, to be sure. The data we've gathered completely surpassed our expectations. And while the physical damage to her body is relatively high, it's still within acceptable parameters. And now then, it's time to move on to the next phase. May I ask a question? Oh, that's all for today's training. You're dismissed. Taking our initial calculations into consideration, this special training, am I the only candidate or are there others like me? The necessary parameters are... Secret laboratory. Your wounds have been treated. Try not to get water on them for the next few days. I'll prepare some meds for you before you go. Remember to change your bandages every day and eat plenty of... You can save the whole doctor spiel, Helios. It won't make any difference. Whenever she thinks something needs to be done, she chases after it at full power without listening to anyone else. Denier. I'm only telling the truth. It's just like that. It's just like how we agreed to meet here once a week. And yet it's been 4 whole weeks since she last showed her face around here. She can barely keep her word, and whenever she does appear, she's unconscious and covered in wounds. One of these days you're gonna pay me back for all the equipment you've broken from passing out everywhere. Enough, Denier. Try not to get the wrong idea. Try not to get the wrong idea, Reinhardt. I'm sure what she means to say is that there are a lot of flammables and explosives lying around, and she doesn't want you to hurt yourself. I'm sorry, Denier. I know I made you worry by not showing up for so long. I'll make sure to get you brand new laboratory equipment later. There, see? Problem solved. While we're on the subject, I know we built this laboratory ourselves, but it's a little too unventilated, don't you think? If Denier wants to continue with her experiments, doesn't this place pose a suffocation risk? Something wrong, Reinhardt? Huh? Sorry, I was spacing out. I was just thinking about my last training session. For some reason, I suddenly felt like I was drowning. Are you sure you're okay? And of course, you both know how fast I recover. I may be covered in wounds right now, but they'll be healed before long. I've been going through even more training lately, so it's gotten a little harder to show up. I'll try not to be late next time. You're avoiding the subject, Reinhardt. You don't care about yourself or anything else for that matter. All you care about is your stupid training. Do you even know what you're doing? The whole point of training is to increase a soldier's combat potential within certain limits. It isn't to break those limits at the expense of your own body. You're finally telling me what's really on your mind, Denier. I'm glad. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. After all, I'm going to be Grand Marshal someday. How am I supposed to lead all of Illumina if I can't even get through my academy training? Just remember to get me a bigger lab when you finally make Grand Marshal. I can't stand seeing Eclipsites in battle, so I'd rather become the greatest researcher in Illumina and study them from my operating table. I don't have great aspirations like you do. As long as I can be a good scout, that's all I need. What's not great about it? Every single soldier plays an important role in powering Illumina. Whether it's our scouts, our researchers, or even the Grand Marshal, all of us make up the lifeblood of Illumina. Anyway, it's hard enough for us to meet up like this, so let's talk about something nice for a change. Preferably something that we can put in our memoirs for the whole world to read. A future Grand Marshal, a future top scientist, and a future scout leader. The best comrades anyone could ask for.
に勝利をつかむのは我らだ。
S2, silent shout. Are those combat droids trying to lead us down there? What a lousy tactic. Judging from your expression, I take it you just sensed something. I did. We're getting closer and closer to that glowing red girl. You sensed her presence again. She always appears following that scream, but whenever I try to make contact with her, I see more and more of my past. Yeah. This time I saw parts of your explosive strength training. That explains your expression. It was pretty brutal to watch. Like, they were trying to make you abandon everything that makes you a person and turn you into a living weapon. You're a kind person, Angus. But war is only brutal because there aren't many places where kindness can exist on the battlefield. Whether you agree with it or not, we have no choice but to march forward through this brutality. Back then I wanted to become the greatest and most powerful soldier in the Federation. Naturally, accomplishing that meant putting myself through a living hell. But don't you think it was unfair? Didn't you ever want to quit or even fight back? No, of course I did. Every single day, in fact. Illumina currently has some of the best leaders in its history, but I don't think that happened out of nowhere. Back then, none of us had it easy. Grand Marshal, do you still remember what happened in Undercities 13 and 19? The commander still hasn't returned. Not yet, Lieutenant Reinhardt. The Grand Marshal requested his presence for a meeting. The commander has ordered to stand by until further notice. No exceptions. And our standby order. But everyone else has been deployed to defend key positions. What in the world is he thinking? Oh! Yeah, it is Reinhardt, isn't it? Same scars on her forearms, the same open shirt. Different hairstyle. Younger Reinhardt, maybe? The Undercities 13 and 19 have fallen under Eclipsite attack, and all communications have been cut off. The only messenger who managed to escape is requesting reinforcements. Where exactly did you learn about that? That's not important. What's important is that 2 of our Undercities are on the brink of destruction. While the Eclipsites are all overrunning our home, the Grand Marshal and the Commander are busy twiddling their thumbs in a meeting. The Commander ordered us to stand by. Standing by right now is no different than letting them die. You of all people should know that. What's the matter? Think you can still bury your head in the sand and feign ignorance? You're just like those pompous commanders, always willing to pretend that everything's okay as long as the blood doesn't reach your hands. Lieutenant Reinhardt, where are you going? Just taking a walk, that's all. Hey, you two. I take it things didn't go too well in there? With that coward in charge of the First Legion? Of course not. Don't run off just yet. I'm here to deliver new orders. Effective immediately, the Second Legion must deploy to Undercities 13 and 19 to provide the reinforcements, with Lieutenant Reinhardt and a portion of the First Legion also providing support. That's more or less the gist of it. How does it sound? You're seriously thinking of falsifying military orders? If you're not willing to help, then we'll handle it on our own. I can dispatch a few of the First Legion squads. The rest of them are more than capable of defending Ganon City along with the Third Legion. We may not have much of an impact over here, but our presence in those Undercities could mean the difference between life and death. Unfortunately, I don't have nearly enough soldiers for this mission. That's why I wanted to ask the Second Legion for help. You know what'll happen to you if we go along with this, don't you? I appreciate your concern, Commander, but saving lives is still more important to me. I'm just a lowly lieutenant. What gave you the confidence to approach us with a stunt like this? My belief is that neither of you would ever abandon your comrades. Are you still undecided, Commander Pango? Because I'm going with either way. First you disobeyed orders, and now you're forging them? You have some serious audacity, Reinhardt. That's all you have to say after following me all this way? Ha! I think I'm just gonna stand around and let you do whatever you want? Interesting. It looks like we're not the only ones fed up with the upper brass, right? Good. It's about time we call the shots round here. I can hardly believe that actually happened. Although that does sound like you, Reinhardt. Unfortunately, we still didn't make it in time. Undercity 13 was all but annihilated, and Undercity 19 wasn't in much better shape. At the very least, we managed to rescue a few people, and while a lot of people praised our actions, we also caught the attention of the committee. Ironically enough, the results of our actions kept us from being charged with insubordination. In fact, Raph and I were lucky enough to get promoted to battalion commanders. Luck has nothing to do with this sort of thing, not in Illumina. Commander Pango has been training you to take his place for a long time. The incident just forced him to push up his pass for you. So, you were still so young at the time, and you didn't have many accomplishments under your belt. I'm sure you had your fair share of difficulties back then too, didn't you? You're the one who had it harder than anyone else, Reinhardt. Your unauthorized actions and falsified orders really ticked off the 1st Legion's commander at the time. They demoted you to the lowest possible rank, stripping you of any authority and sending you in for basic training all over again. But even now, whenever I think of you confronting your superiors for my sake, it always gets my blood pumping, just like before. Even showed up with a whole crowd of people chanting Splendor Illumina. Wait, the one who clashed with your superiors. Hey Reinhardt, this training equipment's still covered in dust. You haven't been slacking off, have you? I'll wipe it down again. My canteen's empty too. Go fill it up while you're at it. Right away. Hey, don't you think we're going a bit too far with this? What are you talking about? She falsified orders just to make a name for herself, and you still think she deserves better? The commander agrees too. Those guys are going way overboard. Don't get so worked up about this, Cologne. I broke the rules and now I'm paying for it. Getting dragged down because of me isn't worth it, so just let it go. How could you say that, Reinhardt? We all knew the truth when we agreed to go with you. You shouldn't be the only one getting punished, and that's exactly what I'm gonna tell to the commander. Hey, aren't those guys from the 2nd Legion? I don't remember having to share the training field with those losers today. Seriously, what a drag. And the new guy is still the battalion commander. I heard he was in a league with Reinhardt when everything happened. They're the ones who raided the equipment cache. A lot of people got hurt because they wanted to hog all the glory. Yeah, but they also saved Undercity 19. Do you think the other rumor about them are true? If they're not, the Grand Marshal would have cleared things up by now. That means whatever we hear about them now is probably true. The rumors are starting to get out of hand, Commander. Shouldn't we do something about it? Not at all. They brought this on themselves after all. I never thought the second Legion's most promising soldier would be like this. They said Commander Pango personally promoted him, but in the end... I know you can hear them, Commander Barton. The 1st Legion is completely out of line. Just keep moving. What do you think you're doing? Are you just gonna stand around and watch? Is all of this totally fair and acceptable? Huh. Barton, we did nothing wrong. In the sudden silence, she marches through the crowd with her head held high and stands at the center of the commotion. You're all a bunch of worthless puppets. If anyone's guilty of wrongdoing, it's you people. Was I wrong for not wanting to leave my comrades behind? Was I wrong for wanting to save the people who were left out to die? You use your heads and think about what you would have done, or have you people lost the ability to do that? We fight to defeat the Eclipsites and protect our allies, and yet some people think we should be punished for doing what they're always scared to do. The only thing any of you are good for now is obeying. That's why all it takes is a single command to make you turn against your comrades in arms and send them to their deaths. Yeah, I'll say it again, we did nothing wrong. And if we had to do it all over again, we'd make the exact same choice. That's because you or I could be the next ones trapped in a hopeless situation. But as long as we're allies, none of us have the right or reason to turn our backs on each other without even trying. I'll say it one last time. Yes, we violated our orders, but we did nothing wrong. Got anything else to say, Barton? Without a word, Barton marches through the crowd as it parts before him and stands opposite of her. No, I'm not as good at talking as you are, but right now there's no need for any more words. Barton puffs out his chest. Splendor Illumina. Heh, no need for more words, huh? She takes a deep breath and matches his intensity with her own call. Splendor Illumina. The soldiers surrounding them glance at one another, unsure of what they should do. The two continue to stand their ground as though the heavens themselves couldn't make them budge. Before anyone comes to their senses, two more figures emerge from the crowd. Splendor Illumina! After them, the ones who fought in that battle step forth. Splendor Illumina! Before long, more and more people joined the chanting. Splendor Illumina! The space that once divided the crowd is now filled with soldiers united under a single cause. Those who had fought together and those who had not. Those who knew each other by name and those who were complete strangers. Every soldier stood proudly among their peers. Splendor Illumina! That's a design on the right. I wonder if he's a named character. Splendor Illumina! What should we do, Commander? The crowd's going to lose control at this rate. So now she's playing the hero, eh? Settle down, all of you. Battalion Commander Barton, Pango's preferential treatment of you doesn't apply outside of the 2nd Legion, so please refrain from interrupting the 1st Legion's training any further. Attention, all members of the 1st Legion. As punishment for your actions today, you are hereby assigned to clean every single training field in Gun City effective immediately. That punishment is completely unreasonable. You will follow orders, soldier. Once cleaning is complete, the entire 1st Legion will be reorganized and prohibited from participating in any future military events. Well, he's just doing anything to the detriment of Illumina at this point. Like, it's not even about, you know, order and following orders. He's acting maliciously against his own country. These curious devices buried with the base hold some secret link to that girl. Green tea. Green team. Yeah, let's continue with this Illumina team. When I think back on it, everyone was just going with the flow, but she was the one who voiced the words that were in their hearts. Hang on, what do you mean by that? I don't remember any girl in red back then. I'll never forget the moment of what happened that day. The one who said all of those words was you, Reinhard. Yep, I was correct. Some sort of a split personality thing. Reinhard was suppressing her true feelings so much that she eventually switched into that red girl who was unrestrained by any such things. Yeah, probably. Me? You didn't lose your memories in that laboratory explosion, did you? In all my years of knowing you, I've never seen anyone like the person you're describing. But these memories, the further we go into the space, the more they keep resurfacing, and they don't seem fake at all. Ah, darn it. Watch your step! This place is covered in old and busted electronics, so try not to trip on them. Here, watch closely. The next time you're about to fall over, just spring forward like this and... Thanks, Felicia, but I'm pretty sure only a cat can pull that off. Hey, this thing I tripped on, why does it look like it's supposed to be worn on your head? Oh, VR training or something. Did Reinhard have, like, false memories planted inside of her head? To detach her from her rebellious side, so to speak? Right? Like, I wasn't rebellious. I was never rebellious. It was the red girl who was rebellious. I'm a good soldier. I'm following orders. Something like that? Yeah, I've seen this before. Dr. Chandra used this thing to treat me and Yumi in the very beginning. She said it was pretty valuable too. Apparently there aren't many like it, and they were used to train Illumina's elite soldiers. There's one over here too. They're damaged beyond repair, but the original design can still be seen from the remaining parts. Let me take a look. Wait. The group only manages to see the device briefly before Barton stomps it into pieces. There's no way something like this could be used to train elite soldiers, right? Are these things really that rare and valuable? Because we already managed to find 3 of them here. This one's still mostly intact, but it's covered in rust. Huh? This machine. I can sense life flowing through it. Reinhard? Force booster. Vital signs are no longer detected. The bugle needs time for the training. Grand Marshal? This machine, I've seen it before. I've worn it. But why? Hang in there, Grand Marshal. And just get rid of that thing. Wait, that presence just now. Did you remember something, Reinhardt? It's vague, but it definitely has something to do with that thing. It's up to you now, Aegis. Grand Marshal. This is very important to me, Vivian. Stay on your toes, everyone. I need you to keep those monsters away from us. I'm about to enter Reinhardt's consciousness to find out what's behind this weird device.
行くぞグズグズすんな
新戦術策定完了
よっしゃ巻き込まれんなよ
Not really any good ways to start it. Are there?
いつでも始められます
I guess I could do like this sort of a connection.
スパイダーウェブ
命令待機中
And then I collect everybody
かすかな
here.
光は暗影に潜むのです
Then preemptively move
かかってきやがれよっしゃ巻き込ま
so
れんな
that
よ
I can do this. That's wasteful.
炸裂
弱点はここですね
愛情が溢れそうです
Okay, what are you gonna do, Yola? Yeah, that's worse. Yola really just makes things worse, doesn't he?
かかってきやがれ
新戦術策定完了
刀は抜かれました
Hmm? Yeah, more like this.
そうかそれ
命令待機中かすかな光は暗影に潜むのです
Yeah, okay, that did it.
鉄は熱いうちに撃つこのまま突き進め
N7, Courier. What kind of experiment wove their destinies together, only to tear them apart in the end? Thunder Team. Yeah, let's take the Dark Tile team. Why not? Looks like I'm in an Illumina laboratory, but it feels so oppressive here. Subject 1, please enter rooms 1 through 3 and use your luminatics according to their instructions. Understood. Subject 2, please enter rooms 1 through 3 and use your luminatics according to their instructions. What are they doing? Subject 2, please comply with your orders. Now I would like to know the true purpose of this experiment. If my mastery of luminatics is the subject of testing, I should be made aware of the testing environment in order to make any necessary adjustments. This would be preferable to me simply unleashing my Illumina in a dark room without a clear goal in mind. Just know that this experiment will help on your path to becoming a researcher, Denier. Subject 3, please enter rooms 1 through 3 and use your luminatics according to their instructions. I wasn't told about any changes to my training today. We have no obligation to disclose any information to you. It's nothing more than a small series of tests. Now please comply. I think I have the right to know about anything that pertains to me. Angius? Are you feeling better? You really scared me just now. What kind of experiment was that, and why were all 3 of you there? No, all 3 of us. What do you mean? You didn't see yourself just now? You were standing right here. I didn't. Reinhardt pauses for a moment, her brow furrowed in thought. She takes 2 steps forward and stands where she stood in her memory. What did you see, Angius? I saw you, as well as your past self, in her academy uniform. But I saw someone else. A girl with short and messy black hair, whose sharp eyes looked like they were ready to challenge anyone. She had scars all over her hands and arms, but she didn't bother covering them at all. She wore a red shirt and a coat draped over her shoulders like a cape. She looked so lawless and unfettered, like a raging fire that threatened to burn everything in its path, a terrifying sight. And yet somehow it felt so liberating. Yep, it's Reinhardt's suppressed needs and desires manifest. So that glowing red girl you mentioned before, that's right. To be honest, I'm having trouble believing it as well, but after seeing this memory, there's no denying it any longer. That girl is me. The scene is changing again. All test subjects, please make any necessary adjustments to your equipment and concentrate. Those 3 machines, they look like the ones we just found. So you guys wore them in the past. No wonder Felishai said they were used to train elite soldiers. But why did I have no recollection of these things? Ugh, why does my head hurt so much? Could it have something to do with these machines? A device that stimulates the brain to trigger hidden potential. If they mess with my brain, they'd better be ready to pay for it. Wait a minute, this isn't my heartbeat. These complicated emotions aren't mine either. Do I hear something? No, I feel it. I feel someone else's presence. Sister? Denier. I never expected to have a conversation with you like this. Or to have it here of all places. What are you doing here? The ability to sense other people's thoughts and emotions. Are they trying to replicate the power of the Caelestites? Yep, seems to be the case. Trying to replicate the power of the Caelestites in order to use the Colossus hidden below in this Undercity. Makes sense now. But if you're here, that means someone else should also be here. What is this? Looks like I was right. They say they wanted to test our control of Luminatics, but this has nothing to do with that. Maybe they're trying to improve our combat efficiency as cohesive unit? If only it were that If only it were that simple. Aren't you guys curious about why they chose the 3 of us? Also, the researchers probably mentioned that there would be more tests like this, right? I haven't forgotten what Reinhardt looked like after she came back from those so-called tests. We're nowhere near as powerful as Reinhardt, so maybe our tests won't be so... Ugh. Helios? I don't sense his consciousness anymore. Maybe he... Denier, what's going on? Whoa. You guys are the next part of the small series of tests, aren't you?
今度は私が守る番ね。稲妻が全身を駆け巡っています。計画は完璧。イカズチよ、大地を駆け抜けろ。主情を導かん。
Chenny.
幽流感情。来年。
Rachel.
いつでも命令。
Make it double. This is better. Easy. Very much so. After that day, I noticed I was constantly being followed no matter where I went. Phew, today's contenders were pretty tough. See, I told you she'll be fine. She said she wouldn't stand up again, remember? Stand us up again, remember? So did you run into any trouble, Reinhardt? Nah, just being constantly watched as usual. What about you two? Ever since the experiment ended, I haven't seen you speak to one another. If there's something on your mind, you should talk about it. Knowing the truth is the only way we can make the right decisions. You're right. We grew up together and we shouldn't keep secrets about this from each other. The truth is, my head has been hurting ever since the experiment that day. For some reason, I was never included in group activities for my scout training anymore. Even my commander won't give me a straight answer when I ask about it. Have you gotten yourself checked out yet? They said there's nothing wrong with me, and that I shouldn't worry so much since it doesn't seriously impact my life or compatibilities. What about you, Denier? This place has been discovered. It's my fault. I was in need of some materials, so I reached out to my superiors with a proposition for a project that I was working on, but they ignored me. And then just a few days ago, my project suddenly got completely rejected. They tracked me all the way here on suspicion of carrying out dangerous experiments. I was ordered to shut down the laboratory and hand over all of my equipment and research. That's not an issue. We built this place before, and we can build it again. Losing your research is the real loss here. Which reminds me, what were you even working on here? We have something more important to talk about right now. No test subjects have successfully completed this program, but your data may be the key to a scientific breakthrough for Illumina. Write down everything you experienced during this experiment, what you hear, what you feel. Whether you seek promotion or access to the most cutting-edge technology available, all will be within your reach. You two were also told something along these lines after the experiment, right? So now it's time to decide. All in favor of rejecting the promises of greatness and purposefully failing their experiment, raise your hand. What Deniers said that day made me realize that the three of us are connected by this experiment. I don't know what their goal is, but I'm worried that my results are going to pose a risk for you two. That's why I can't and won't make any decisions about this on my own. I still have more to say too. Hang on, it's my turn to speak. I'm an expert when it comes to getting tested, so a lot of this stuff is second nature to me now. As long as you keep showing them your limits, they'll keep pushing you to exceed them. They'll even drag your friends into it. No price is too great in their eyes, not even our very lives. I've been doing a little investigating on my own these last few days. The increased Illumina's military strength, they're going to begin experiments to activate a colossus known as Spearhead. No Colossus. You've heard about it, right? They excavated it from one of the nearby undercities. Apparently it even predates the Eravail Colossi. It's possible that the experiment's goal was to find a suitable pilot for the Colossus, but I don't feel like wasting time on pointless experiments, and I definitely don't want them getting in the way of our daily meetings. So, we're all in agreement. Congratulations everyone, the Navigator selection experiment is already a complete and utter failure. Which means we're free to do what we have to do now. Let's call it for today. Could I please have another second? I still have more to say, and I think it might be related to our situation. I haven't had much to do lately, and I've been thinking about that experiment, so I decided to investigate that laboratory. The tests they ran on us were only in a small section of the lab. The entire facility is a lot bigger than we imagined. That explains why they had to build it in one of the neighboring undercities. Aside from the research sector, the lab has an unusually well-stocked medical center and fully functional equipment. Security was tight, so I wasn't able to get a better look inside, but judging from the amount of food being allocated to the facility, my guess is that they're keeping a lot of patients in there. So you're saying that your headaches aren't unique to you, and that other people might have required hospitalization for their own symptoms? Maybe, but the thing I want to mention most, I've seen people taking children in and out of the nursery there. It's scary to think about, but due to the repeated failures of adult test subjects, it's possible that they've started taking their research in a different direction. Do you mean they're experimenting with orphans now? Sit down, Reinhardt. Everything we've spoken about today was supposed to stay classified. You know how things are right now? There's no room for us to play heroes when we can't even guarantee our own safety. So just calm down. The experiment that day gave me a few ideas on how to further my research and solve our problems. With any luck, it'll be able to protect us and even get us out of this place for good. But right now, as someone who's been through countless special training sessions, I know from personal experience that no ordinary person can survive this kind of hell. They took me to all kinds of hidden locations for my tests, including abandoned buildings and old battlefields. I'll mark their exact location on the map. You might be able to use one of those places as a temporary lab, but it's possible that you'll have to go there alone. Didn't you hear anything I just said? It's very likely that your training was in service of an even larger goal. Even so, sister, I understand your concerns, Denier, but running away won't solve anything. Are you willing to help me do a little more investigating, Helios? You don't even have to ask. But if our assumptions are correct, what are you prepared to do about it? What do you think? Say we manage to rescue the people inside, what then? I haven't planned that far ahead. But if I just stand aside knowing these terrible things are happening, then what would be the point of all my efforts up until this point? I want to make Grand Marshal and become Illumina's strongest soldier someday. Whatever disaster strikes, I want to be at the forefront of battle and protect everyone. I don't want to be someone who hesitates when her allies are in danger or cowers in the face of a new threat. And I refuse to be complicit in the self-aggrandizing schemes of people who experiment on little children. If Illumina's leaders are all like this, then I need to ask them. When they chant Splendor Illumina while sending our frontline soldiers to their deaths or kidnapping and torturing innocent people, is it just to ensure the stability of their interests? Wait, Reinhardt, do you even know what you're saying? The upper brass already sees you as an extremist and a threat after you falsified orders last time. Are you actually going to betray Illumina this time? Betray? Not at all. The real traitors are the cowards in charge of the military and the fools who obey them. The real traitors are the people who experiment on innocent children, as well as the people who just stand by and let it happen. I refuse to go along with this, and I refuse to only think of my own safety. Denier, Helios, I'm sorry for wrapping you both in this mess, but if I compromise my ideals to preserve the status quo, I'll never accomplish my dreams. Which is why I'm going to do everything in my power to overthrow this rotten, hypocritical system. We got a rebel on our hands. N8. Plan. As they uncover secret after secret, what choice will they make in the face of such injustice? I can't believe it. The Grand Marshal herself actually tried to overthrow Illumina in the past? The strange telepathic link between those three augmented soldiers was no accident at all. They thought they'd be safe as long as they kept the results of their research hidden, but it only attracted the attention of their superiors even more. Overthrowing Illumina was a bold undertaking, to say the least. But when she realized that her potential was real, and that her power was the result of a carefully constructed plan, she knew she could do it. You think about your past self as though she was a completely different person.